In an upcoming Coronation Street storyline, viewers are set to experience a wave of shock and devastation as news of a possible suicide rocks Weatherfield. The discovery of a suicide note from Joel Deering, played by Callum Lill, sends tremors through the community, particularly for Dee Bailey, Chanique Sterling Brown, who receives an ominous voice message from Joel before his disappearance. The note, found by DS Lisa Swain, Vicky Myers, leads the police to begin a grim search for Joel's body. His car is discovered abandoned on a bridge, with a note on the dashboard confirming their worst fears. Dee is left shaken, having been close to Joel. After hearing his last voice message, she shares it with DS Swain, who suggests it could be a suicide note. The emotional intensity escalates as DS Swain informs Dee and the community that the authorities are now officially searching for Joel's body. The potential loss sends shockwaves across Coronation Street, particularly as many of the locals had no idea that Joel was in such a dark place. As this tragedy unfolds, another emotional storyline hits the cobbles with the funeral of Paul Foreman, played by Peter Ash. Paul's loved ones, including Billy Mayhew, Daniel Brocklebank, and Bernie Winter, Jane Haslegrove, are already struggling to come to terms with his death, and tensions rise as they clash over funeral arrangements. Billy, who was set to marry Paul, is deeply affected by the loss, particularly as the funeral coincides with what would have been their first wedding anniversary. Meanwhile, Bernie faces the harsh reality that she may not be able to give Paul the lavish funeral she hoped for due to financial constraints, leaving her emotional and at odds with those around her. Despite their differences, Billy and Bernie attempt to work together to plan Paul's final farewell. Billy suggests they choose the flowers together, but their conversation quickly turns into another argument. Bernie shares her worries with Dev, confiding that she may need to find a modest place to bury Paul's ashes. However, she is determined to give him a proper send-off in some way, despite the challenges. On the day of the funeral, emotions are running high. Billy, already in a fragile state, is horrified to find a drunken Denny lurking at the church, adding tension to an already emotionally charged day. Despite this, Billy soldiers on and prepares to conduct the service. A touching scene unfolds as Todd, Summer, Kit, David, Chesney, and Dee carried Paul's coffin down the aisle, followed by Bernie and Gemma. The community gathers to mourn Paul, but Billy's grief is palpable as he struggles to say goodbye to the love of his life. Amid the chaos of these two tragedies, Tyrone, Alan Halsall, faces his own family crisis. After a recent disappointment surrounding Fizz, Jenny McAlpine, ruined birthday celebration, he plans a romantic dinner to make it up to her. However, his concerns for Fizz's health take center stage when she begins experiencing dizziness at work, prompting her to schedule a doctor's appointment. While worried about Fizz, Tyrone is further shocked when he discovers their daughter Hope, Isabella Flanagan, with a vape, which she reveals she stole from the corner shop. This revelation leaves Tyrone and Fizz stunned as they grapple with their daughter's rebellious behavior. In another corner of Weatherfield, Sarah Platt, Tana O'Brien, is dealing with a crisis of her own. Stranded in Turkey and unable to access her voicemail, she asks her husband Adam, Sam Robertson, to check her messages. Adam is stunned when he comes across a message from Damon, leaving him deeply concerned. Meanwhile, Gail Platt, Helen Worth, considers drastic measures to help Bethany, whose recent ordeal with cosmetic surgery has left her in need of financial assistance. Gail contemplates selling her house to raise the necessary funds, much to David's, Jack P. Shepard horror. As the memorial rave for Paul kicks off, Bernie makes a bold decision to give Paul a night to remember. She surprises Billy by taking possession of Paul's ashes and announces her unique plan. She intends to send Paul's ashes into space. It's an unexpected, yet fitting tribute to Paul's adventurous spirit, leaving the residents of Coronation Street touched and emotional. Bernie's heartfelt gesture brings a sense of closure to Paul's loved ones as they celebrate his life, in a way that feels true to his memory. As Coronation Street viewers prepare for these upcoming episodes, they can expect a roller coaster of emotions. From the shocking discovery of Joel's potential suicide to the poignant farewell for Paul, the streets of Weatherfield will once again be a place where grief, tension, and unexpected moments of healing collide.